Mr. Cockle, Mr. Goff, I understand both of you are pharmacists. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good, good. I want to talk about something. I want to talk about PBMs, pharmacy benefit managers, okay? One of my favorite topics. Mr. Cockle, you say in your written testimony here, pharmacy benefit managers, the middlemen that insurers and employers pay to both administer prescription drug benefits and negotiate discounts from drug companies, play a crucial role using their large sales volumes and their ability to create formularies to force drug companies to offer deep price concessions. However, a share of the savings occurs to the pharmacy benefit managers themselves, and their contracts can be extremely complex, making it difficult even for sophisticated benefits administrators to determine whether they've achieved optimal savings. Let me ask you, when you have three companies that control almost 80% of the market, as we have here in this country, where we have three PBMs that control 80% of the market, wouldn't you agree that that's not much competition there? If you look at the pharmacy benefit managers and you look at their profits over the years, you see that they have exploded, that they have profits that have increased over 600%. Obviously, they are not doing what they were supposed to have done. Now, you go on to say that Congress could consider requiring greater transparency of contract terms and definitions between payers and pharmacy benefit managers. Such a bill has been introduced by Representative Doug Collins of Georgia, the MAC transparency bill that will call for more sunlight to be shed, for more transparency in our drug pricing system. I'd like to just get your comments on that, if you would, about how that could help us in bringing down drug prices.
Thank you for that question. PBMs, with their negotiating power, play an important role in bringing down drug prices. And then the important question is the ultimate payer, the self-insured employer or the insurance plan, getting adequate benefit? And of course, the PBMs have to make some money in that deal too. That's their business model. In my testimony in calling for transparency, that was not calling for public transparency on the price, but because these contracts are so complex and they have so many fees, the question is, are there standards around contract definitions as well as audit mechanisms and standards around lack of conflict of interest in the people who advise on PBM contracts that could be beneficial to the ultimate payer?
And listen, I don't have any trouble with anybody making money. You know, more power to them. And that's not what I'm getting at. But what I am getting at is that this is a shell game. They are ripping off the public, I'm telling you. And that is what is happening with the PBMs. They are not achieving what they set out to achieve and what we think that they are achieving by bringing down drug prices, because they are not passing them on. Yet they avoid transparency, and this is what this legislation is trying to do. There has to be transparency within the marketplace. I'll give you an example. We had the problem, as you're well aware of the EpiPen that went up to like $600 for a 2-pack. And when I was on the oversight committee, we had the CEO of EpiPen, of Mylan Pharmaceuticals, manufacturer of that product, testify before us. And she's at the beginning. I, as a pharmacist, I was at the end. So she says, okay, when it leaves us, this is what the price is. And I'm gonna just make up a number, $150. When it gets to me, it's $600. What happens in between? That's what we're trying to figure out. In between is that man behind the curtain. In between is the PBM. They are the ones who are marking that drug up and not passing it on. This is causing a problem in the market, in the generic drug market. This is one of the reasons why prescription drug prices are so high, and this is why Representative Collins' bill, I think, is so essential and that we should pass it here in Congress, the MAC transparency bill. Again, I'm not opposed to anybody making money, but I am opposed when they are causing the public the distress that they're causing them by increasing drug prices the way that they are. Now, there are others who need to be held responsible, including pharmacists, including pharmaceutical manufacturers. All of us have a part in this. But the transparency needs to happen. It needs to happen not only so we can bring down drug prices, but the thing that's going to bring down healthcare costs altogether in our healthcare market is going to be more competition. That's why this hearing is so important. How can we bring about more competition within the generic drug market, within healthcare itself? That's what we're working on right now in Congress when we're talking about healthcare and we're talking about all the things that we are talking about here. How do we increase competition so that we can bring down cost? One of the ways we do that is through encouraging more competition within the generic drug marketplace. That is what we've got to do. That's going to bring the prices down. Just one quick example of how it does that in my own life. When I was still practicing, I had this little company down the road who decided they wanted to get involved and wanted to become a player in the pharmacy market. I think the name of the company was Walmart. They came up with this we're going to give you a 30-day prescription, a 30-day supply of generics for $4. I thought they were crazy. I said, man, there's no way. I can't even buy it that cheap. I bowed my back and I said, there's no way I'm going to do that. Well, guess what? A week later, I was doing it. A week later, I called my suppliers and I said, you got to do something. I got people walking out of that store and I'm not going to have that. That's the way you drive down drug prices, through more competition, through more manufacturers, generic drug manufacturers on the market. That is the answer. Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't mean to go on, but thank you very much.